The tabloids once called her a gold digger, and the court referred to her as greedy. However, Anna Nicole Smith was more than just a Playboy model married to an 89-year-old billionaire. She was a girl from a small town, overcoming poverty and fighting a 15-year legal battle all the way to the Supreme Court, only to pass away before receiving a single penny. Now, at 18, her daughter Dannielynn has revealed the true mother behind the headlines, with strange signs showing that Anna is still watching over her from beyond the grave. If you find Anna Nicole Smith's story moving and thought-provoking, share this video, like, and subscribe to continue following such shocking and emotional stories. Anna Nicole Smith, born Vicki Lynn Hogan on November 28, 1967 in Houston, Texas, had a childhood marked by hardship. Her parents divorced when she was under 2 years old, and she lived with her mother in Mexia, a small town in Texas with about 6,000 residents. Her father was absent for most of her life, and Anna's upbringing was far from easy. She struggled in school, both academically and socially. She began at Mexia High School but couldn't keep up, and by 9th grade she transferred to another school, where she couldn't even pass the 10th grade. Despite these challenges, she still dreamed of fame, idolizing Marilyn Monroe. In 1982, at just 14 years old, Anna dropped out of school and started working as a waitress at Jim's Crispy Fried Chicken in Mexia. It was here that she met 16-year-old Billy Wayne Smith, a cook. They married on April 4, 1985, when Anna was only 17, and the following year she gave birth to their son Daniel. However, the marriage was far from happy, and Anna left Billy to move to Houston, hoping to start fresh with her son. She took on various jobs, but still struggled to make ends meet. Eventually, she made the decision to work as an exotic dancer, a job she never imagined, but one that helped her pay the bills. In 1992, Anna decided to send her nude photos to Playboy magazine. She was selected to appear on the cover that March, and her striking resemblance to Marilyn Monroe, along with her standout looks, quickly made her a prominent figure. Just 1 year later, Anna was named Model of the Year, officially becoming one of the most famous models in Playboy history. From working at restaurants and strip clubs, Anna quickly received invitations to exclusive events, becoming an icon in the modeling industry. By the end of 1992, she signed a contract with Paul Marciano, the founder of Guess Jeans, and the name Anna Nicole Smith was officially born. This was a major turning point that saw her replace supermodel Claudia Schiffer in the brand's advertising campaign. The black and white photos, inspired by Jane Mansfield's style, became iconic. This success not only made her the face of international brands, but also opened doors for her to enter Hollywood, continuing her journey toward becoming a legendary icon. Anna Nicole Smith's life was filled with turning points and challenges. She was not only a famous model, but also a woman who constantly fought to gain recognition and happiness, despite facing numerous difficulties and obstacles. In 1994, Anna Nicole Smith had roles in 2 major films. She played Tanya Peters in Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult, a comedy featuring Leslie Nielsen. The film was successful, but her acting received mixed reviews, and she was even nominated for Worst New Star at the Razzie Awards. That same year, she had a small role in The Hudsucker Proxy, a film by the Coen brothers, which received critical acclaim, though her performance went largely unnoticed. Despite the criticism, Anna Nicole refused to give up and continued to move forward. She was not just a model or actress, she was on her way to becoming a brand. In 1993, Anna Nicole began modeling for H&M, appearing on large billboards in Sweden and Norway. She proved that models with curves could also represent major fashion brands. Later, she became the face of Trim Spa, a supplement company. This endorsement sparked controversy and led to legal issues, but it helped her maintain her fame. Despite the scandal, Anna always found ways to keep her public presence strong. In October 1991, Anna Nicole Smith met billionaire J. Howard Marshall II at Gigi, a strip club in Houston. She was just 24 years old, struggling to make a living as a dancer. Marshall, 86, had lost his wife and longtime companion earlier that year, and his relatives suggested a night out to lift his spirits. This was their first meeting. Anna, born Vicki Lynn Hogan, had grown up in Texas and worked various jobs to support herself and her son Daniel. At that time, she hadn't yet become the blonde bombshell she would later be known as. When they first met, Marshall was immediately captivated by Anna. The next day, he invited her to lunch and gave her $1,000, asking her not to return to the club. From then on, he showered her with expensive gifts, including a red Mercedes and jewelry. Each month, Marshall sent her $4,000, calling it consulting fees, and continuously proposed to her. While Anna's career was soaring after being named Model of the Year, Marshall was still determined to marry her. On June 27, 1994, they wed at the White Dove Wedding Chapel in Houston. Marshall was 89, Anna was 26, and her 8-year-old son served as the ring bearer. The wedding had only 11 attendees, with Marshall sitting in a wheelchair while Anna wore a satin gown with a plunging neckline. Anna and Marshall's marriage lasted only a few minutes. After the wedding, Anna quickly left to do a photo shoot, while Marshall sat in his wheelchair crying. This image left a lasting impression on the public, leading many to believe that their union wasn't about love, but rather money. Before the wedding, Marshall had already given Anna millions of dollars, bought her homes, horses, and diamonds. The public began to suspect that Anna had married him solely for his wealth. After marrying billionaire J. Howard Marshall II, Anna Nicole received lavish gifts like Rolls-Royces and extravagant homes. However, she was criticized as a gold digger. A federal judge later referred to their relationship as a mix of need, greed, and desire. Despite the accusations, Anna denied these claims. In a 2002 interview with Larry King, she argued that Marshall had given her something more valuable than money: love and respect. Anna also shared that she had rejected Marshall multiple times before agreeing to marry him because she wanted to make the decision voluntarily. Marshall passed away on August 4, 1995, just 14 months after their wedding. Anna believed she was promised half of Marshall's estate, but when he died, his will made no mention of her. This led to one of the most controversial and lengthy legal battles in history. She claimed that Marshall had promised her a portion of his wealth in exchange for their marriage. However, Marshall's son, E. Pierce Marshall, denied this, asserting that the will was valid. Not only was Anna excluded from the will, but another of Marshall's sons, J. Howard Marshall III, was also left out. Despite this, the legal fight continued for years. In 1996, Anna faced financial difficulties and filed for bankruptcy in California, after being ordered by the court to pay $850,000 due to a harassment lawsuit. Unable to pay, her financial situation became dire. However, in 2000, a judge in Los Angeles ruled in her favor, awarding her nearly $450 million. The increase in value of Marshall's Coke Industries stock during their marriage, but this victory was short-lived, as a Texas judge ruled that she was not entitled to any of Marshall's estate. The legal battle continued until the U.S. Supreme Court intervened in 2006, delivering a favorable ruling for Anna. When the Anna Nicole Show premiered in 2002, it quickly became a phenomenon. The show captivated viewers with the chaotic life of Anna Nicole, the former Playboy model who was now struggling with financial and legal issues. It became the most-watched program on the E! Channel during its first season, symbolizing a bizarre kind of allure. However, the show also sparked controversy for exploiting Anna's personal issues, particularly her financial troubles and legal battle over her late husband's estate. Critics argued that the show only made her problems worse. At the 2004 MTV Video Music Awards, Anna stumbled onto the stage, slurring her words and asking the audience if they liked her body. This moment was seen as humorous, but it was clear she was struggling with personal issues. Anna's battles with addiction were well known even before her reality show aired. She had been using prescription drugs like Valium and chloral hydrate, substances that ultimately contributed to her death in 2007 from an overdose. These public moments highlighted a life full of tragedy and turmoil, making her a subject of criticism and tabloid fodder throughout her final years. Anna Nicole Smith's erratic mood and bizarre behavior were often exposed to the public, but instead of receiving help, she was pushed further into the spotlight. Even her son Daniel often felt embarrassed appearing on reality TV shows, where his mother's pain became entertainment. Anna's situation worsened as she couldn't escape the constant criticism and overwhelming public attention. If you find Anna Nicole Smith's story truly moving, please share this video, like, and subscribe so we can continue bringing you inspiring and thought-provoking stories. On June 1, 2006, Anna shocked the world by announcing she was pregnant through a video on her website. A few months later, on September 7th, she gave birth to a daughter named Dannielynn in the Bahamas. Stern claimed to be Dannielynn's father, and his name was even listed on her birth certificate in the Bahamas. However, photographer Larry Burkhead quickly filed a lawsuit asserting that he was the biological father. The case became even more complicated when two other men came forward. Zisha Gabor's husband, Frederick Prince von Anhalt, claimed he could also be Dannielynn's father, while Anna's former bodyguard, Alexander Denk, also stated that he was the father. During her pregnancy, Anna Nicole was prescribed methadone under a false name, raising many questions. The California Medical Board launched an investigation, but the prescribing doctor defended his decision, claiming that methadone treatment was appropriate. The legal battle became increasingly tense, and a U.S. judge ordered a DNA test to determine Dannielynn's father. However, before the case could be resolved, tragedy struck on February 8, 2007, when Anna was found unconscious in a hotel room in Florida. She was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. She passed away from a drug overdose. Immediately after Anna's death, Larry Burkhead requested a DNA test from her body, but the judge denied the request. The court decided to preserve her body until February 20th. Finally, in April 2007, a judge in the Bahamas ruled that Larry Burkhead was Dannielynn's biological father, and he immediately began the process of modifying the birth certificate and applying for a passport to bring his daughter back to the U.S. However, Anna's mother, Virgie Arthur, attempted to appeal the decision in a bid to gain custody of her granddaughter. The court rejected her request and ordered her to pay the attorney fees. After Dannielynn was born on September 7, 2006, just 3 days later, Anna's life sank further into sorrow. Her 20-year-old son, Daniel Wayne Smith, passed away while visiting her at the hospital to meet his newborn sister. He never left. The autopsy confirmed that he died from a methadone and antidepressant overdose. On September 21st, Daniel's death certificate was issued, and no criminal charges were filed. Anna was devastated and even requested the casket be opened during her son's funeral. For her, Daniel was the most important person in her life, and she had raised him herself, considering herself both his mother and father. In the anguish of losing her son, Anna Nicole Smith displayed profound sorrow, even attempting to climb into Daniel's casket, unwilling to let go. She said, "If Daniel has to be buried, I want to be buried with him." However, Stern later shared that although she physically passed away months later, her spirit left on that very day. Amidst this deep sorrow, an unexpected event occurred. On September 28th, Anna and Stern held a private commitment ceremony in the Bahamas. They exchanged vows and rings before a Baptist minister, but this ceremony was not a legal marriage, just a symbolic gesture. Some questioned the timing of the ceremony, but Anna's lawyer in Nassau stated they needed something to hold on to after everything they had been through. Photos from the ceremony were sold to People magazine for $1 million, drawing intense public attention. At that time, Anna was staying in the Bahamas, and her decision sparked much controversy. Some believed she was avoiding a paternity test for her newborn daughter, Dannielynn, while others thought she was trying to escape the chaos of her life in the U.S. By the end of 2006, Immigration Minister Shane Gibson granted Anna Nicole permanent residency in the Bahamas. However, shortly after a local newspaper published a photo of Anna lying in bed in Gibson's arms, the public backlash forced Gibson to resign. On February 8, 2007, Anna Nicole Smith was found unconscious in her hotel room at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Florida. Although her bodyguard and his wife, a nurse, attempted CPR, paramedics declared her dead upon arrival. She was only 39 years old. Her sudden death prompted an investigation by the Broward County Medical Examiner's Office, led by Dr. Joshua Perper. After working with police and independent forensic experts, the official cause was determined to be an accidental overdose. The primary drug was the sedative chloral hydrate, alongside 4 types of benzodiazepines, diphenhydramine, and topiramate. No illegal drugs were found in her system. Methadone, the drug linked to her son's death, was also present, though not the direct cause of her death. The tests also revealed abscesses from vitamin B12 and growth hormone injections, along with viral-induced enteritis, which may have contributed to her weakening state. Anna Nicole Smith's will, signed in 2001, named her son Daniel as the sole heir and Howard K. Stern as the executor of her estate. The will specifically excluded any future children, meaning her daughter, Dannielynn, just a few months old at the time, was left out of the will. Her assets included personal belongings worth $10,000 and a house valued at $1. Anna's funeral took place on March 2, 2007, in the Bahamas, but her estate became an ongoing legal battle with no resolution in sight. After Anna Nicole Smith's death, her estate became the center of a legal battle. Her house, valued at $8.8 million, had a mortgage of $1.1 million, and photographer Larry Burkhead confirmed that he was the father of Anna's daughter, Dannielynn. Anna's mother, Virgie Arthur, filed a lawsuit against media outlets like TMZ and CBS, accusing them of spreading false information to damage her reputation. The lawsuit was ultimately dismissed, and the court ruled in favor of the media. Dannielynn Burkhead, Anna Nicole Smith's daughter, grew up under constant public scrutiny. Despite being the daughter of a famous icon, Larry chose to raise her away from the chaos of Hollywood, giving her a normal life. As she entered adulthood with confidence, ambition, and a unique personality, she celebrated her 18th birthday in September 2024 with a Beetlejuice-themed party, showcasing her love for Gothic style. She wore a spiderweb-patterned dress and posed with an actor dressed as Beetlejuice, creating a vibrant and personalized celebration. Dannielynn Burkhead stands out not only because of her appearance and family, but also for her passion for learning and big dreams. She set her sights on studying forensic science and Japanese studies, a combination fueled by her childhood curiosity and high school classes. Although she has expressed interest in launching her own cosmetics and clothing line, Dannielynn has chosen to focus on her education and career outside of the limelight. Despite a childhood full of public events, Dannielynn Burkhead has always been fiercely protected by her father, Larry, when it comes to her privacy. Larry took measures to keep her personal life private, such as blocking online searches when she was young and keeping her Instagram account private. However, she still found moments of fun, often trolling her dad by posting unflattering pictures of him online, showing their relationship was built on fun and trust. Even though Anna Nicole passed away when Dannielynn was just a child, her image remains a part of her daily life. Butterflies have become a symbol connecting her to her mother, a small reminder that Anna is always near. In January 2025, one of Dannielynn Burkhead's big dreams came true when Hugh Jackman invited her backstage after his Broadway performance. She had been a fan of his since childhood, and Larry made her Christmas extra special by giving her front-row tickets and a lifelike bust of Jackman. Dannielynn is now entering a new chapter in her life, full of big dreams and goals, ready to build her own name outside of her mother's legacy. Dannielynn Burkhead had a memorable experience meeting Hugh Jackman in person. She couldn't contain her excitement, and a video of the moment went viral when he hugged her and praised her positive energy. This moment became an unforgettable night, loved and shared by millions. Despite all the wonderful attention, Dannielynn still manages to stay grounded, balancing her teenage life with the weight of being the daughter of a legendary figure like Anna Nicole Smith. Despite living in the enormous shadow of her famous mother, Dannielynn Burkhead maintains a down-to-earth lifestyle. She enjoys relaxing at amusement parks and remains dedicated to her forensic science studies. She also stays connected with friends through platforms like Snapchat, showcasing the energetic life of a typical teenager. However, she carries with her the legacy of her family, a name the world will always remember. Despite carrying the weight of a famous legacy, Dannielynn Burkhead is never overwhelmed. Larry, her father, watches her navigate everything with grace, and at times, he is left in awe. "Sometimes, I'm amazed at how she handles everything," Larry shares, showing the pride and admiration he has for his daughter. If you find Dannielynn's story inspiring and admirable, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe so you don't miss any exciting videos. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.